Hey, so I wanted to take you on our trip to New York to go talk to our clients and our program members and walk through the kind of the epiphanies that we had that are going to help them grow and scale online. All right, guys, so at this point, we're literally just landing in New York City, and the number one goal for this whole trip was how can we go to a location with not only where our clients are at, but our program members, and help them find out what is making clothing brands successful and how can we help. So we took off from Dallas. What's great about this trip is, or about flying anyway, first time flying without kids for a while, without my business partner, and I was able to get a ton of work done. It was about a 3-hour flight. Was able to log in, actually able to connect to Zoom on this Southwest flight, which was pretty cool. But I answered a ton of questions. I got a lot of actual work done, so I knew as soon as we landed, we were going to have to get a ton of stuff done, just kind of boots on the ground here, meeting up with everybody. So made it to New York, kind of a decent shot of the skyline, not anything crazy, but it is always cool to see New York whenever you're coming in from just, it's always cool to come into New York and see all the buildings. I personally just love the vibe of New York City, the hustle, the bustle, everything that's going on with this city. So big fan, just love to see the skyscraper. So we are in New York City for 27 hours total, and we've got a lot of stuff to do. So brought a carry-on just because it couldn't all fit into a backpack, but that was the goal, is to pack as light as possible. Right away, we are right here. We had a client who was meeting us as soon as we got out of the airport, was coming to pick us up, and we were headed to Long Island, or Hampton is technically the town that we were headed to. So Joe here is an awesome brand owner with Saltwater, Long Island. They got 3 locations out there, so we're going to visit their main HQ. Driving out there, he was telling us a little bit about them being in LaGuardia Airport and kind of how they got their start, their kind of their humble beginnings there. But he's just giving us some insight, and shout out to the Mets fans out there, Mets Stadium. Great season for them so far, or great season for them. Did not go to there. Doing a sales team call here, so jumped on with the team to make sure we were good to go on our hot list follow-ups with brand owners that we're meeting with. And then we are, like I said, just kind of the outskirts here, Long Island. Super pretty. Reminds me of, honestly, back home. I'm from a small town in Kansas, so super cool, unique homes, lots of trees. It seems cool. Didn't even know you were kind of in New York, but I know that the Northeast, at least New York City, you don't think of it as looking like this. So a little different experience than we're used to for New York right here. All right, we made it down to Hampton. This is actually, what they were telling us is this is actually one of the busier towns out here, so it kind of looks like almost like a city with how busy it actually is. We're getting ready to pull up here to their HQ. You can see it over here on the side. We'll get a better spot. There it is with the big old fish. This is what it looks like inside. So got to meet the team. We talked to them all online. There's Buddy, one of the other co-founders, and one of the owners here. And that is one of the designers. That's one of their sweaters right now. We're just talking through products and how the products are actually made. But the goal is really, whenever we come to talk with them, is to not only find out like what their story is, what they're doing, how they're doing things, but like what makes them different, what makes them tick. And you'll see throughout this video really the unique selling proposition that each person needs to have. This is a cool spot. Like, this is their warehouse. I was like, okay, cool. Got a decent amount of boxes here. You'll see a little bit later. This is only a partial spot of it, but just walking us through kind of their shipping docks there in the back, and just tons of packaging and how everything is organized. Manufacturing is super important, but also just the logistics of as you work through a ton of SKUs are super important as well. I haven't been in a basement in I don't know how many years. In Kansas, we have a ton of them, but in Texas, not so much. So really cool to see. These are all the designs that they had walking through with us, concepts and designs, because they do design everything in their shop, which is super cool as well. Picking out some clothes, a little side part here. Great brand, so I decided to grab a couple of things for family, one for my daughter. Little secret room. There we go. Awesome. Takes us up to we'll go up there here in a second, but check these products out though. This was cool, and like I said, the design, everything, it's cool for people, beach lovers, saltwater. But check this out. So awesome. Especially for somebody like me who tends to spill stuff on himself.
Soak into the fabric.
Oh my gosh, like at all.
Like at all.
That's crazy.
Had to get a couple stickers. Always nice. So if you're a brand owner, please make sure that you're doing these little unscalable types of things. Putting stickers into the gifts. Eating at a local pub. They've been coming here for many, many years. Great spot. I had this burger that was it was bomb. It was like a double hamburger. I was honestly full for most of the day. This is the outside of the location. This is us just doing stuff for social, just talking to talk, and honestly, not really doing anything. But took a phone call from a guy who's wanting to start a brand, and he was just telling me a little bit more about it. He's from Canada, and I was manually scheduling him with our sales team. We made it into Long Island City, or more so Queens, and got picked up by Samra, who is a owner at Beck's Athletics, so a women's clothing line for athletes or just people who want to look good. I would say competitive like the Lululemon or Aloe, but much better quality. All right, this is kind of the first shot in New York. One thing I will say too is that it's crazy. We were in Queens. It was a 5-mile drive, and we took an hour getting into town. So just give you guys a timeline. We left Queens, and then, we left Long Island at about 2 o'clock, got to Queens about 2:30, 3 o'clock from the Uber, and then we were in New York, sorry. We finally made it into Manhattan, probably about 4. It took us about an hour from Queens to get to Manhattan. So we met up with Samra, who's a brand owner from Beck's Athletics, and then we actually were walking to try to go find parking, and we did find parking. We met up with Amy from APD, who is a brand owner. She was actually in the area. She's from Rhode Island, but she was in the area shopping for her brand and trying to find some new material. She designs everything herself, which is really cool. So just kind of talking through her strategy, what she's trying to do. And at this particular time, we're planning for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, how to make ads work online. And what it really came down to was, how can you use organic content to build stability within your brand, to be as a barometer, more so what kind of organic content does well that you can then use for paid ads. But we needed to shoot for actual content for social. So that's, yeah. So this is no. Afterwards, went over to Bryant Park. Super cool. Never been here before. It had everything ready for Christmas, and I think we stopped at Kava before this, but we went here, went and got Kava, and then came back, and then we were like, all right, let's start our tour of walking through Manhattan. And what was cool with Samra is we were able to do a lot of our strategy while talking. She's also local, or at least a Jersey girl, so she was able to give us some kind of insights. At the time, we were like, hey, ice skating sounds cool. We haven't went ice skating for a long time, and we decided after this conversation, me, Samra, and Jeff were like, let's just do it. It's 80 degrees outside, as you can tell, in November, which is unreal for this time. And we just, I'll show you a little bit later. But right here, just getting some good shots of downtown, working in Manhattan at Bryant Park, which is pretty cool. All right, there's a Chrysler building. Again, the whole time we are, I'm talking to clients just real quickly, and then we're also checking out some scenes or sites rather within the city. So Chrysler building, I believe that is, oh, Grand Central Station. Let's go. So Grand Central Station, super cool. Able to do the iconic photo with the kind of the galaxy look there. Super cool shot. Walking through some Christmas lights. There's nothing too much like New York at Christmas time, which is super cool. All right, and we made it back to, like I said, go ice skating. As you can see, the ice is like kind of melting. And this whole conversation, again, Samara's walking through what she should be doing with a collection drop, what she should be doing with a new line, and then her offers for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So we did get a ton of walking in. I think by the end of it, I'll let you guys know the full number, but give some guesses, basically, plus or minus 10 miles of walking that we did here. Time frame, just to give you some context, this is probably 7 or 8 p.m. at night now when we are headed. We had an appointment at like 8:10 or 8:20 for ice skating. Ice skating was definitely, have not done that in a very long time, as you can tell. Trying to get our feet. There was only one person who wiped out. I thought it was going to be me. Thought it was going to be Jeff, but Samra definitely ate it. Walking downtown, this is more so getting to Times Square. Got to meet a couple of cool people, performers. So many dang birds and snakes and people just hustling and making money. So no matter what it is, you can make money doing almost anything. Even if you have a pet boa constrictor and you want to have people pay you to do that. This is me doing an intro for this video. I don't know if we're going to use it or not, but we'll see. But at the time, it's a cool shot and we can use some B-roll for it. Just kind of, again, showing you guys kind of behind the scenes. The audio wasn't so great, so then you can see here, try to do it again, and then there's a family that just got in the way, which is, thank you, shout out. Times Square, iconic Times Square, probably one of the most iconic places in the world, which is awesome. There's the Garment District where we spent a lot of time with Amy. At Penn Station, and then Madison Square Garden was behind here. At this point, we are, oh goodness, what time is it? Probably 10 o'clock. This is the Vessel. Really cool. It was closed off, unfortunately, so just had to get some shots from the outside, but gorgeous nonetheless. There's a nice Aston Martin, future car. But we went to Anita's, got some, oh man, this was gelato, so good. Highly suggested if you are in the New York area. Okay, so this is Brooklyn Bridge. Give or take, we walked from downtown. I think we got in our cars and we parked somewhere close to the Brooklyn Bridge and then walked on there. We were the only ones on the Brooklyn Bridge except for like 1 or 2 people, which is really cool to do. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning, or sorry, about 1 o'clock in the morning when we were on the Brooklyn Bridge. So not many people at all, which if you've ever been there, you know how busy it actually gets. So like I said, there's like one group or so of people that we saw the whole time. City skyline, looking into Manhattan there from the Brooklyn Bridge. This is our hotel. Unfortunately, we got home at 2 o'clock in the morning and we had to get up super early for an event with other brand owners. So we had a cool spot. But we only spent 5 hours here. So very quickly got on the elevator and we stayed in the FIDI area, so Financial District, took an Uber, took much longer than we thought it would, and then we landed in Soho. So we had great group. We had Lee and Alex and Samra show up, and then we had a couple more people show up here shortly as well, which is awesome. So Alex's brand is Ghosty, and then Lee's brand is Little Black Hat. Talking through them with strategy. So we started to pull up some brands, but just kind of we wanted to get to know each other a little bit. I think that's probably the biggest part for me was how do we get to know each other a little bit more so I can truly understand their brand. Sometimes you can't do that with just a strategy call. So this is Lee's brand. We're pulling it up, just giving some feedback. Him just starting out. What kind of content should he be shooting? What kind of videos should he be making? How can he be clear on his messaging? Checking out his website. And everybody's walking through that as well. There is Brianna. She's with Wear Love More. She has another fitness line as well, kind of similar to Samra. They're actually both from Jersey. And this is us jumping into some ads. I believe this is Alex's ads. He was showing us a little bit more about what he's done since he's launched, which shout out to that brand. But I haven't received it yet, but I just bought something from him. So super cool brand. These are guys that are all based out of New York as well. So give them some love and support. But Brianna was like trying to figure out, okay, hey, look, I have a very viral product that I want to sell, but then I have all these other products that are not doing so well, and I just want to get rid of them. I'm not known for them. So we're talking through things. Love the walls here because you could ride all over them. So I felt like a kid again, walking through the strategy. There's Jim with Polychrome, or Jim, and super cool brand. He's had a lot of success. He's living, I think he's technically Manhattan-ish area, so didn't have to come too far. But I love what he said. Jim, don't come at me. But what he said, we had a meeting at 9:30, and he's like, I'm a regular New Yorker. I'll see you around 10:30. So super cool to meet up. He brought a product. We all were able to give some feedback on that product too, which is cool. And it was awesome to see kind of his thought process about how to make a really cool customer experience and how he was able to decide what type of material and what people actually care about. It's cool to see the details and the kind of the trenches people go into to take care of their customers. So it was fun to hear Jim's story on that. Right here, we're just kind of all talking through why we would change the product or what we would change about it. And again, he was getting ready to go through Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We found a really cool spot. Lee found a spot not too far away in Soho called Flippers. Super cool. As you can see from Brianna's plate and mine, they are known for like kind of these souffle pancakes. And then obviously Jim over there with the I hate waffles, eating waffles. Let's go. So super fun. Alex wasn't able to go with us though. The souffle was supposed to be I don't know, cooler, a little anticlimactic there, but man, that was some baller food. But very cool to see local establishment, and it was 11 o'clock, but not crazy busy. All right, after that, we just literally said bye to everybody, went and got on the Uber, and then we are back on the flight in Southwest and heading back to Dallas. All right, so the number one factor and the number one way and the number one reason that a brand grows or does not grow, honestly, I could throw all out of the window, and it comes down to one word, and I will write it right here, and that is personality. People buy from people. Let me explain. There are 3 key ways to integrate personality into your brand to make and scale this brand. But sitting down with these brand owners, okay, so there's a brand out of Long Island, shout out to them. Sitting down with them in Long Island made me realize that their in-store locations, so they have 3 locations, all kind of on Long Island. And what made them different was the actual people, the culture, the people around them, personalities. They did really well in person. Not only for the high quality products, not only for the way that things were set up, not only for the infrastructure of the business, those are all needed. But the defining factor of how they were successful came down to personality. They were charismatic, they're outgoing, they're funny. There's multiple people a part of this brand, so it was like a kind of a cool mesh. But the difference and the reason that I think that we, not doing as well online as we were in person, and why we're fixing a lot of these things, and just kind of full transparency, how do we scale to the next level? We have very, very big goals for this brand, and so how do we get past these plateau points? And it all comes down to, in person, we are not doing the same thing online. We are not putting our personality out there. And because of that, people don't know why we're different. You cannot sell only on the fact that your quality is better. It's very difficult to do that. Everybody kind of fights for, I have the best quality. And the best quality doesn't always mean that you're going to get the most sales. So I've come up with a couple of things, right, that you really need to do to make sure that your personality shines through. And these 3 factors are actually crucial to growing online. Number 1, define and embrace the distinct personality. So for the brand, we just need to define who this actually is. I'll circle this and we'll kind of leave it that. But number 1, define who is the actual brand personality. I will tell you right now, if you are a brand owner and you're the CEO, you're the founder, putting your face out there is going to be way easier. It's not a must, but it's pretty much as hard as I could possibly mention that it is a must. Why this works: a clear and consistent personality sets your brand apart. It builds loyalty,
it has a customer base, and really the easiest way to do it is something that we've talked about a lot. So ideal target audience, right? Find out who your audience is, understand their values, their aspirations as a person, right? If they're a mom or a dad, or if they're not married, or if they're single, or if they're 25, adding humor if you're actually funny, aesthetics. And I would tell you, like, most people are funnier than they believe or not, but just being human is very, very helpful here. For example, are they old, or are they bold? Or are they old, or are they bold? Are they edgy? Are they playful? Are they nostalgic? Craft your personality. Choose 3 to 5 defining traits like luxurious and adventurous or witty. Now make sure that these align with your actual audience. For example, a Texas-themed clothing brand could adopt a rugged, patriotic, humorous tone and weave it into their branding, and ensure a personality is evident in your logo, your colors, your website, all of those things, right? We've talked about all of those things before, but if you can really define who you guys are, define exactly who you are, get it written down, it's gonna make things a lot easier. Strong personality creates a memorable impression, making customers more likely to buy and return. For example, I don't always just wear a backwards hat for fun. I do it because of the consistency. I don't always wear a black shirt. Sometimes I do. Most of the time I do, because of just consistency. So for you guys, you got a lot of people you see on the internet, and just to be straightforward, I wear the same thing so that you know me as that person, and it's less brain power for you. Making customers more likely to buy and return. This happens when you are memorable. You're like, oh yeah, that's that person. I get it a lot. Sometimes we jump on strategy calls, we're talking to them, you're like, oh yeah, I know that guy, but like you're the backwards hat guy. I've gotten that before. Number 2, use the personality to drive marketing and content. Kind of using the answer inside of the answer with this, but marketing within the personality. So I'm gonna label it this way. And why it works: marketing with personality cuts through the noise, it resonates, it's emotional, increased conversions, and it's so much easier. How do you do it? You create engaging content. We talk about that a lot. So use your tone, your style of craft, social media posts, ads, product descriptions. You could be bold, you could be heartfelt, doesn't matter, right? So instead of shop our new collection, try gear up, y'all. If you're the collection Texas-based, like, has been waiting, right? So like, if you're that Texas brand, using the word y'all instead of shop now or shop this. Leverage storytelling. Share your brand story, the inspiration behind the designs. I love founder stories. If it's relatable, most people can relate to their audience because they are their audience. Now, a playful meme, witty email, subject line can increase clicks and shares. Now, clear and clarity is so much more important than being witty, but if it matches for your brand, then use it. I know this is a little bit different because we're doing more of a vlog style and then throwing this in there, but if you want to schedule a free 45-minute strategy session, you're a clothing brand owner, and want to find out how to grow online, just check out the link in the description down below. All right, and number 3, last one here, community. One thing that I love, and one of the biggest reasons why we did this video, is because we have program members from all over the world and we want to build a great community, and sometimes it can be online and sometimes it can be in person. Maybe you create something that's in person, but build a community around the personality for the people who are like you. For example, all of you guys who are watching this and the people who are part of our programs are clothing brand owners. They all have that in line, whether it's a boutique, a private label, print on demand, streetwear, doesn't matter. A strong community creates loyal customers who advocate for your brand, driving word of mouth sales, and that is the most compoundable, I don't know if that's the right word, but it is a big compounding factor into your brand. The best way to do this though, respond to comments, respond to DMs, humanize who you actually are, host events, like I mentioned. It's really, really cool. You could do, for example, kind of the playful brand could host a funniest t-shirt slogan, and when we live stream it, or we do live selling, and then we build the shirt or make the shirt right there on the actual live. Could be something you could do. Okay, so a couple of things for you guys. Please, please, please add your personality to your brand. And number 2, or B, however you want to look this, if you like the vlog style stuff, comment the word vlog down below and we'll do some more of it, show you guys more behind the scenes, show you more of our office, show you more of our team, show you more of kind of on the spot learning. So if you like that, please let us know. And number 3, just appreciate you guys. Thanks for being part of the community. If you are a clothing brand owner and you need help with your brand, please just make sure you hit subscribe. We drop out new content for you every single week. One of the biggest things that I realize people need help with is how to run paid ads. Go watch a video on how to do that right here next. All right, y'all. P.S. See you next time. Hope you like the vlog. Au revoir.